This is me, using a Minecraft AI I built just a day ago. This is it correctly identifying a number that had never been shown to it before, and this is the crazy code behind it that enables it to figure out what number it is looking at without ever seeing that combination of pixels before. So basically, this AI is going to have a selection of 9 pre-built numbers made by me, which it's then going to compare to whatever is drawn on the board and basically see which one is closest to. So this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. I could also add some extra features which will maybe help it, such as adding areas which will reduce the probability of it being that or increase it more depending on the factors that affect it and stuff. So we'll have a drawing board and then a drawing room bit in front of it with a dude in there with a painter. He's then gonna paint whatever they want on the drawing board, click the AI go brr button, and then the AI will go brr and try and figure out what that number is. So let's get into see if we can building a painter first. Okay, the coding is pretty much done, I think, and let's try it out, get our carrot on a stick and right click and yo, it just worked! First try? What? Okay, I think I need to make it a bit lower because it's kind of drawing below the cursor, make it a bit more accurate, but that seems to be working pretty well. I also can't draw it there for some reason. But yeah, some improvements to make, but it's never worked first try before. That's actually very good. Okay, so finally we can actually draw pretty easily on this nice canvas. Let's see if I just draw 3 or something. It will come up very nicely, and I'm not very good at drawing, so that's the best I've done at the moment. But now we can actually get into the actual coding, which I just realised I have no idea where to start. Okay, this is gonna be tricky, but I'll give it a go. I'll have a go at something and I'll come back once I've got an idea or figured stuff out. I just realised it would be very useful if I had a rubber, so... Why is it raining? Stop raining! Okay, I just realised it would be very useful if I had a rubber to rub out my mistakes if I made a mistake when I'm drawing. So I'm going to make that. It will probably be just the same as the painter, but just in turning it to white concrete instead of black concrete. Okay, now we have a rubber which we can use to rub out the stuff that we don't want, and then we can paint it again. So basically what I'm doing now is creating a perfect example of all of the numbers which the AI is going to then compare to the main board and see which is closest to. Okay, it's taken me quite a while, but we finally have all 9 numbers in place. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've had to do the 4 a bit weirdly to account for 2 different combinations of it, so it's like this, the one with 2 up units, and then the triangle with the top 4, so as people might write it 2 different ways. And then there's 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I had to try and make all letters as thick as they can be without still looking like the letter, to account for all possible ways someone could write it. So the way that this AI is going to work is that it's going to get the image on the board drawn here and compare it to all separate numbers and see which one is the most similar by adding a number to a scoreboard, whether the block is the same on that board and these boards. Okay, so I'll see if I can get some basic framework for that. Okay, and with the addition of these command blocks and this armor stand, we now have a scanning armor stand going all the way up, and when it's got to the top it will come back to the bottom, and then once it's got to that corner it should go back to the other corner. Okay, and nice! Okay, it goes all the way to the corner on the furthest right stand. Okay, it doesn't actually do anything yet, so I'm going to see I'm going to make it detect if the block next to it is white or black concrete, and then we can either say a message in chat to test that it's working. And with this and that, we should have 9 separate armor stands on each of their respective numbers, scanning in synchrony. So now we can start detecting if the block next to any one of these armor stands is the same as the block next to that armor stand. Then we can start getting some real number detection stuff going. Okay, so, and with this, now it should kind of work. So, we get a carrot and a stick and we draw, I'm going to start with a simple number. Let's draw a really terrible one in the middle of the screen, give it a little bit of that, and then that. Vaguely recognisable as a 1, so not a very good drawing, but it's what we're trying to do to test our AI. So, it's going to look to see which one is most similar, so let's click that. And it should start scanning. Wait, why doesn't it start scanning? Why aren't you scanning? Okay, hang on, let me try and fix this. Okay, now it should be working. If we just reset it, draw another quick little one in the canvas. And now, if we press the note block, it should then start scanning. Okay, so you will see some numbers appear at the right of the screen. That's just the probability that it will be one of these certain numbers. I've figured out a way to do it, so now you will see at the moment it thinks it's 9 because it's only seen a little bit. It will be very inaccurate, but once it gets to the main number it will figure out that it is in fact a 1. As you can see, 1 is already at the top of the probabilities list, and as it goes along it only gets further into the lead. It might be thinking it's a 2 because there's a lot of blocks around that area, but as we get into the end we'll see that it does know it's a 1, because since we've got past all of the black concrete it's got no stuff left to do. So I think that is actually working, but there's still plenty of stuff to do. So there's lots of visuals making it all look nice. All of this is looking a bit unfinished at the moment. Also some polishing around here, as well as a nice user interface, as well as some actual conclusive decision by the AI that 1 is in fact the actual number. Okay, I'll see how much of that I can do. As also, we might want to make the scanning faster because at the moment it's a bit boring. Okay, now it should all work. It scans much faster, so we should be able to detect numbers very quickly. Okay, let's try a different number. Let's try, I don't know, something complicated. Let's try a 5. So draw a quick, very quick 5. Just going around. Let's fill in a few of the gaps just to make it a bit more accurate. Do the line down there and across. Okay, that is kind of a 5, but it's close enough so that the AI should be able to tell. So we go down here, click this, and it should start scanning, and immediately it straight away thinks it's going to be a 5. And it keeps thinking that. I think it also might be a 9, but it appears it is by a decent majority a 5. Okay, I think it's time for a new feature to try and make this AI more reliable. So basically what these red areas are doing is that if any black concrete on the drawing board is in these red areas on this, it will actually subtract probability. And now we should get an turn this code and that code back on. And now try it. Maybe it will work, possibly. 6 is back up there, but 2 is still third. Okay, we've eliminated the possibility of it being a 9, but it could still be a 7 or a 3. So let's make the 7 thinner again. Enlarge the red area for 7, just to make sure that the bottom bit is subtracting the possibility of the 7, and make the 3 look more like a 3. Okay, let's add another feature to try and make this work. Okay, and now with all 3 of these new additions, I'm not going to bother explaining that because it'll take too long. Now, let's see if it will count our rubbish drawing of a 2 to actually be a 2. Let's see if they can basically functioned. And one is in the lead, and then yes, okay, good. 2 overtakes at the last moment, and 2 has 1 in chat. That works as well. Okay, so now let's test it for 1. A really bad drawing of 3. 1 version of 4. The other version of 4. And with 5. A really bad drawing of 6. 7, 8, and finally with a 9 completed. The actual code of AI, our AI, is finished and working. So I think the final things I need to do is make some very nice visuals for when it's scanning, and maybe like a red thing that goes across, and also, I don't know, just make this like an actual build instead of it just floating in the air, being very messy, and being able to see all of the command blocks back here. Also make a nice drawing room here, and then I'll be back and we can try and test it out on some friends to see if they can break the AI or prove how good it is. Right.
Yo, what's up?
Hello. Do you want to try break my AI?
Sure.
Okay.
I can't even make a simple Minecraft jump.
Enter the drawing room.
AI
Okay,
go
so-
burr, reset canvas, obtain paint and rubber.
Yeah, so this is your canvas. You can draw whatever you want on it, and the AI will try to define it as a number. Please draw numbers. Right click the note block. You silly boy. You draw.
Has to go
Oh,
slightly
it's a 4, right, okay.
It is a 4.
Can the AI identify it as a 4? That's the question, because it's a
I don't
weird
know
4.
if it's a 4.
It's a weird 4.
Scanning.
Yo. Yo?
No scanning.
Yo. It.
Calculating. Oh.
It wasn't a good enough 4. You see, if you looked on the number probability scoreboard on the right, 4 was at the top, so it was most likely to be a 4. But the AI didn't think it.
I have scoreboards enabled. I ain't seeing no scoreboard, I'm afraid.
Well, you should be.
Am I
Anyway,
not?
you don't need to. It will tell you when it figures out a conclusive number. But that what didn't look enough like a 4 in its opinion.
Oh, I see. Number probability.
How does
Why
it think
is
it's a 4?
4? Why
Okay,
does it think
there we go. There we go.
Oh, there we go. 1.
It's a 1. Why is it's not a hang. It still doesn't. It's still not a good enough 1. It knew it was a 1, but it didn't think it was enough of a 1 to be classed as a 1. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You're just not drawing well enough. It needs to be like a big number. They were the last person. It identified some numbers that I didn't even like see what they were. Like there was this 4 that he drew that was really weird. And I was like, "What's that?" And he was like, "Oh, it's a 4." And I was like, "How's it a 4?" And then he did it.
It's better.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, it's a 4."
It's better to a thing. It's better get it right. No.
Better, it is getting it right. Yeah. Yo.
It better get it. It better actually say that it's a 1.
Yes.
Yeah, finally.
The number is a 1. Okay, try another number. So. You're trying to so slow. Oh wait, I just realized.
Drawing like this is so annoying.
Wait, no, I just realized I didn't. I just realized I forgot to code in 0. I just realized that. There's no 0.
No way.
I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There's no 0. Funnily enough, 0 is a number, but I didn't know that, did I?
Really? 0 is a number?
Uh-huh. Now I know that. I'll improve next time. Oh well, I guess it can read numbers, but it can't read all numbers. Well, that is it's an 8.
Really? I actually thought that was a 0.
Can the AI figure it out though? That's the question, because it is a really small 8, so I don't think it'll be able to figure it out.
Why does it think it's a 1?
Because it's so small, it's meant to fill the whole canvas. I didn't make a scaling down algorithm. I could have, but I couldn't be bothered. Come back here. You are drawing a good 8. You are drawing a good 8.
I live in the pond.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the AI. I made AI in vanilla Minecraft, and that is pretty much all for now. This guy lives in a pond now, and goodbye.